Let me check it out. You guys know I'm computer illiterate, so I got to double and triple check. Looks kind of blurry though. I think it's the Wi-Fi, guys. But in any event, I'm live. So once again, we're back, Authentic Alphas, and today we are going to discuss this notion of a high-valued man again. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. So any announcements, quick announcements. I am less than a week out from Latin America, so we're going to be doing that big, and we're going to be seeing what the ladies in a third world country think a high-valued man is. Let's see if some of you guys make the cut. Let's see what their number is, because in America it's like 6 figures, so we know 85% of us aren't going to cut it. I don't even know why I said us. I'm in the runnings. But yeah, not everybody's in the runnings. So let's see if the American citizenship holds some weight in Latin America, and then I'll hopefully make it over to Asia before the year is over, and we'll see what the Asian ladies have to say about it. Any other announcements? I'm prepping, so I'm starting to diet a little harder, so forgive me, guys, if I don't think as clearly, but I'm sure I'll be pretty sharp. So I have a lady with me this evening, and I'm going to ask her some questions, her thoughts on that particular topic, as well as a few other things. Don't ask me about the CME. A lot of guys have been asking me about that. I really don't know, guys. I honestly do not know. Bunch of different rumors floating around, but I spoke to one of the guys that was speaking, and he said it did happen, so I don't know. Some people telling me that it got canceled, it didn't happen. Other people told me that it happened, but it happened in a broom closet. So I'm just telling you guys ahead of time, don't ask me about that shit, because I honestly don't really know. And I'm hearing things just like you guys are. All right. So yeah. So other than that, let me introduce my guest. Go ahead and hit that. All right. So, what's your name? Where are you from? How old are you? And what do you do?
Okay. Thank you, first of all, for inviting me.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Leslie Arboleda. I'm originally from Colombia, and I am 39 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I am an accountant, so I own my own accounting office, and that's my background.
I didn't know we were the same age.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Okay.
No, because we met
Ooh.
like 20 years ago.
Oh
No, not 20 years ago.
My daughter was like probably 2 years old, I think.
It might have been
15 years ago.
Hold on. What year was your daughter born?
My daughter was born in 2005.
Okay, yeah. Then
because I used to go to 24-hour fitness.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So just a little bit of backstory, guys. Context. So I met Leslie way back in, what was it? Was it 2005 or 2006?
I think it was probably 2006, 2007, in between those two, maybe 2006.
Hold on. No. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was 20. Okay,
Yeah.
It was 2006. And the reason why I know that it was 2006 is because it was your friend.
Yes, JoJo. They used to work out with me there.
Oh, you call her JoJo?
Yes, Joanna, but her nickname is JoJo.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I used to have a crush on one of her friends. One of her friends used to be my gym crush. And she was one of the chicks that was like, yo, you should go dance at the club. So that's how I know it was 2006, because that was the year I started dancing.
Okay.
Yeah, so JoJo influenced me. She convinced me. Where's JoJo?
Well, I haven't spoken to her in a while, but she's still around the same area, North Lauderdale.
Okay, it's a whole nother story.
Yes.
Anyway, good times.
Yeah,
All right,
really good times.
so that's how long ago that we met, and everybody was getting into the fitness thing. We first started getting into the fitness thing. I remember I was yay skinny back then. But I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get big. I'm gonna get swole.
I was gonna get skinny. Let's go ahead and do a competition. Remember?
Yeah, I was like, yo, the ladies is checking for it, so let me go ahead and get my gym on. So yeah, guys, that was the motivation. I wanted to sleep with her friend as well as a bunch of other girls that were in the gym. I'm just being honest. That was what I was in my 20s, and I was like, look, South Florida is full of babes, and they are checking for dudes with big chests and shoulders and abs. So I'm gonna get me some. So I got that. I got a sports car, and I got some ladies. So it's that simple, but that difficult at the same damn time. But those were simpler times in general.
Yeah.
So where were you working then? Because I'm not sure. I don't remember. You weren't doing the accounting thing back then, right?
I did.
Way back then? That's when you started?
Because I started my business when I was 24. So right when my daughter was born. So yes, I still had my own office.
Okay. So what was the motivation? What was your motivation for wanting to start your own business?
Actually, it just happened so organic. A gentleman from my parents' church, he was moving to Ocala, and then he always said, Leslie, you know, your degree's in accounting. When I move, I'm going to leave the business to you. Back then I was like 18, so I never believed that was going to happen. When he finally decided to do that, he spoke to my dad, and he's like, I'm selling the business, and I would like to see if Leslie's interested.
So wait, did he sell it to you or did he give it to you?
No, he sold it to me. And I was pregnant. Back then I was married. I'm divorced now, many years. It's been many years. And back then, my ex-husband did not believe that I was capable of running the business.
Well, hold on. Did he genuinely not believe that? Or
Correct.
Was he just telling you that because he didn't want you to run the business?
No, he did not believe it. He had this personality that, not to speak bad about him at all. Just believed that, he had, because back then, I was younger. I was very more like naive. My personality was very much like a pushover kind of thing, But he didn't know my skills at work, and my dad raised me. He knew who he raised. So he spoke to him first. There is a great opportunity, and I would like Leslie to take over. What do you think? And he's like, no. She can't do it. She can't handle it.
That's what the husband said.
That's what he said to my dad. So my dad came and spoke to me. I spoke to your husband. This is what he said, and I'm going to ask you, do you want that? And automatically, I had fear, but I just said yes. I said, I don't know how, but I'm going to jump on it.
I'm going to figure this out.
Yeah, and then my dad said, okay, so this is what it is. My dad helped me out negotiating the price, and once I took over, it was on my own, and I'm glad I made the decision. So it was a high risk, but at the same time, I'm glad I did it, because ever since then, I'll be able to support myself and my daughter and being independent.
Right. Okay.
And I proved myself that I was able to.
So wait a minute. So you got divorced. You got divorced after you started doing the business.
Correct.
Hold on. Do you think the two might have something to do with one another?
No, we were just too young. It didn't work out. My views were more of what I saw with my parents and the family, them working together, and we were just not aligned. He was more immature. I didn't know how to handle his personality. I didn't know then what I do know now, and we were just very young.
Hold on, who was making more money?
Back then, I'll say that he was making a bit more than me, because I did have a good job. I worked for a nonprofit organization. I had good benefits, so he did make more, but there was not that much of a difference.
Okay.
Then, as the business took over, then of course he became a better, he was bringing more into the table. But I don't know, the problem. Let me tell you, the divorce had nothing to do with the business. It had to do more with us.
The personal.
Yes.
So
correct.
You divorced him or he divorced you? Who filed first?
I filed.
Uh-oh.
What they say, when the lady's gone, she's gone. And
Uh-oh.
it's so true.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Never went back. Never looked back.
Uh-oh. Yeah, because I'm just trying to figure, because sometimes when the women get independent, they're like, listen, you know what? I actually don't need you. I actually don't need you for anything. And then it's like, what's the glue?
Right. No, it had nothing to do with the business or empowerment because, I'm more independent. Not at all. Actually, when I left, he was the main provider, and, it was scary. Am I going to be able to handle it on my own?
Right.
But the same way I took the decision when I took over the business, I just went ahead and did it because I was not happy anymore in that relationship,
Okay, so let's dive into more the topic. So what do you think he would have had to have had, or what kind of characteristics would he have had for you to consider him irreplaceable or a high value man, for lack of a better term?
First of all, the same intention for the relationship, the understanding, and that it's very important to understand what makes the other one person happy, and it's very important for you to know what makes you happy, and that the other person is happy by making you happy, and vice versa. You know? So that communication right there was a big problem.
But what would it have taken for him to be valuable enough to where all of what you're talking about would have been secondary and took a back seat? In other words, you would have got on his program. What would it have taken for you to say, you know what, I'm going to let him decide the tone, I'm going to let him decide the nature and the dynamic of the relationship, and I'm going to get on board with that and cooperate with that?
The truth is, he was not ready because I was ready for a family. And then he was at one point, and then he moved, he was in the military, he moved to South Florida, we moved back, and then, once he saw everything that was available, he kind of got distracted.
Okay,
so those things brought problems into the relationship.
So being family-minded,
he started losing it.
so having a plan for a family,
Correct.
would have been considered valuable.
Correct.
All right. And what would he have had to have earned to provide the lifestyle that you would have wanted for your family?
Financially, there was no problem. It was more the communication. It was mutual. What he wanted, I was not ready to give it to him. He was demanding a lot.
Wait, like what?
Vice versa.
Wait,
For
now
example,
you need examples now, yeah.
Let's go ahead and start with this. First of all, let's begin with this. When we got married, I was not ready to be married. The honest truth. I said, let's go ahead and take time. That happens when you're immature. That's something that I learned in the process, And I gave in and I said, okay, but I want to finish my degree. Until I don't finish my degree, I don't want to. There's no need. We're good. We're happy. Then he kind of gave me the ultimatum. That's why I don't believe much in ultimatums. And
wait, what was the ultimatum? We're gonna get married, or I'm gonna leave you?
We get married or we're done. Yeah.
All right. Let me interject real quick, guys. We've said this before on the channel. Women are the gatekeepers of sex. Men are the gatekeepers of commitment. There's absolutely no scenario that the man should be pressing and pursuing the commitment aspect. It just doesn't turn out well. And I challenge you guys to go find examples of when the guy was the one pushing for commitment and it went well. It just never does. Just like if the woman is the one pressing for the sex, usually it's not going to go well. Usually it's not going to last long. It's not that the guy, it's not that she won't get the sex, it's that there probably won't be any longevity in the relationship after that. Much like if the guy presses for the commitment, yes, he might get it, case in point, but it's probably not going to be any longevity. So it's probably best that the genders stick to, making the decisions around what they are the gatekeeper to, in the sense of letting the other person be the aggressor. So if you're the female, it's probably better if you let the guy be the one to pursue the sexual aspect of the relationship. And if you're the guy, it's probably better that you let the woman be the one to pursue the commitment. I'm just fucking saying, it makes a hell of a lot more sense. Because if the guy is not working for or investing in the sex, where the fuck is her leverage? Where the hell is her power? Where the hell is the bartering? What's the trade? And if the woman isn't actively working, and presenting herself in a certain light, a certain way, to convince him that she's worthy of this type of commitment and focus on just her and having a family with her, then again, where's the bargaining chips? What the fuck is the exchange going on? And it's just gonna make that other person feel like I could probably do better. Just a thought. But yeah, but go ahead, huh?
You know, it's something that I know now that I didn't know then. The alignment of a common goal. You know, are you ready? Am I ready? And my dad always used to say this: don't let him choose you. You choose the person. So it's important that you two choose each other. You know, and if you're ready for that, and if you want, commit to that particular, to that goal. What is it that both of you want? Are both of you ready?
Well, I mean, a woman naturally is gonna feel like, why is this guy trying to lock me down? You see what I'm saying? If the guy's the one trying to push the commitment on her, the woman is gonna feel like he's trying to apprehend her, like he's trying to kidnap her. Like, wait, why are you trying to, you know what I mean? Like, why are you trying to lock me down and limit my ability to choose, which is what, women covet. I mean, that's the most important, thing for a woman is choice. Choice, not so much freedom. We get these things mixed up and conflated and confused. It's choice. A lot of women want a guy that's going to be overprotective. They want a guy that's going to be, jealous. They want a guy that's going to be, so into them and so concerned. If a guy doesn't give a shit, the woman doesn't want that. She wants the guy to care that much, but she wants to choose the guy. She wants to choose the guy. That's why sometimes women will do things just to see if it's going to get a response out of the guy. So you don't care that this guy's messaging me, or you don't care that this guy's flirting with me, or you don't care if I go out, you don't care if this. That's not going to make her feel good. She's going to be like, all right, why does he not even give a shit?
Correct.
And she might be 100% into that guy, but she would literally use other guys just to see how's he going to respond? Is he going to be possessive, right? The thing is, they don't want the guy that they don't want to be with to be possessive. That's the issue right there, right? So, I mean, even in the bedroom, women want to be dominated, but they want to choose the guy. So, I mean, if a woman is being overly aggressive, sexually, it's going to make a guy feel uncomfortable. He's going to be like, yo, why is this girl acting like that? Why is it, you know what I mean? Why is it such a priority that we hook up to this girl? That we hook up for this girl? What's the big deal? He's not going to like the fact that she's the one pressuring him. He would rather be the one kind of making the move. So, I think that's just interesting that he was fresh out the military and he was like, let's get married or not.
He was still in the military and he said that, yeah. And then, now I know, I wish I knew then what I know now. It's not that I wish, but now.
No, I mean, that's the age though.
Yeah,
I agree with him that was the age to want to marry a woman. But again, she would have to want that, is what I'm trying to say.
Correct.
She would have to be the one that wants to get married. So it doesn't sound like the financial aspect was that big of a deal. Usually when we ask about high value men, the women usually, I guess, lead with the income, or maybe that's just in our head. Maybe the guys think that income is a priority nowadays. So do you think that the income is a priority for most women and maybe not so much you because you have your own business, or do you?
For me, I'm going to tell you, for me, it's important in what aspect. I know what I'm bringing to the table. You don't want somebody that's taken, but you also don't want to take. However, it does give us women, or at least to me, sense of security. Because one of the things that a lot of women look for is protection, not just financially. I mean, I don't need a person to support me, but if I'm going to be with the person now talking serious terms, I want to make sure that I can get sick and there's no problem. If he gets sick, I got him too. So, it's a balance, so that's one of the securities that I'll say. I cannot speak for other, but I do know many women that want that. I do. I think that that's important. Also, security, emotional security.
Wait, what's that?
Emotional security, for example, if it does me well to get a phone call, if I like to be romanced, etc., if I feel sometimes, let's say, insecure about the relationship, to give me that security because I'm willing to give it back.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
That's important too. Emotional security, that there's balance, that there's no toxic arguments, things of that nature, that you could speak and be heard and vice versa.
Okay.
Because it's not just give me, give me, give me.
So a guy that understands when to check in and do the emotional oil change, this is also considered valuable.
Of course, that's what we women love,
But for it to be valuable, because I have to like overly logic this, because we're men, we're guys, we men, ain't we? So we're trying to understand this shit, like an instruction manual, right? So that would be valuable because it's something that most guys are missing.
Most guys are missing because they're not ready. And that's something.
No. I don't know if that's a ready thing. That sounds like an experience thing.
Correct.
I don't think I don't think it has shit to do with being ready. Because if you're 14, you either know or don't know that. Correct. And if you're 44, you either do or don't know that. I don't think that it's a ready thing because guys aren't thinking like that. In a guy's mind, he's thinking, yeah, that's my girl. I got her already. What's the big deal? And the girl might be feeling like, oh, he doesn't really give a shit about me. Maybe I should be looking at some other options. And the guy's like, what? Like in his head, he already has closure. He's already like locked in. So he's not thinking that he needs to be doing these manual check-ins. So let me make it easy for guys so that it can be, a learning moment so that we can kind of nip that in the butt and tuck it away. Because I want guys to actually know how to conduct themselves. It doesn't help to just say this is things that women have issues with, and then how does that help guys? So what I would recommend, and this is going to seem extremely robotic, so obviously don't let the woman know, but for us guys, the same way that you would set your fucking alarm to be up at a certain time, to do what you got to do, if you know, like, oh shit, I need an extra hour in the morning, so I'm going to set my alarm a little bit earlier so I can go ahead and knock that out and still be on time for the other things that I have to do. What you have to do is you have to treat it like an antibiotic. It's like, I got to take this antibiotic every 8 hours. So what you might want to do is you might want to sit here and say, all right, what's today's date? Today is the 10th. Okay, every 10 days, I'm going to do something for my woman to supply her with that emotional security that she's talking about. And you can time it by her behavior. So when she starts acting up and starts acting a certain way, you're like, oh, I know what it is. I forgot to do something. I forgot to do something romantic. I forgot to do something sweet. I forgot to remind her that I give a shit and I care. So now that I see she's acting up around this time, it seems to be like on the 7th, 8-ish day. It seems to be like a week-ish. So now I know, okay, every 8 to 10 days, go ahead and pick up some flowers, or go ahead and do this, or go ahead and do this little thing. And what's going to happen is she doesn't know what's happening every 10 days, right? But it's right on time. So you're keeping the relationship with that emotional balance that she's talking about, and you're making it easy for yourself not to forget. Because as a man, you're focusing on a bunch of other things that in your world is more important than your woman's feelings, but in her world, her feelings are the priority. So that's just a suggestion on how guys can kind of balance that kind of thing. I was married before, so I had to come up with ways to not forget certain things so that I don't have to have these senseless arguments, which to her is very important. These arguments to her are important because, again, it's her feelings. But as a guy, you're like, fuck, I have so many things to do, and now I have to stop, and what's wrong, babe? Why are you acting like that? Nothing. You should know, he should know. And you're like, I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Huge mistake.
Right, I got a million things that I do know that are a problem. Whatever's going on in your head, I don't know. Please tell me. And then she won't tell you. And then it gets bigger than it is. And then you come to find out it's something real small, like I could have just took her to the movies or took her to an improv. I could have just bought her some flowers. I could have just bought her a bottle of perfume. I could have just bought her a little bracelet or something. And when guys realize that, they're like, that's all it would have took? $40 flowers? $35 flowers? I could have did that. I would have rather spent the $35 than get the silent treatment for 3 days. Right? And then every time I try to touch her, I'm not in the mood. I'm tired. Oh. So that's just a suggestion to you guys. Put things like that on a schedule the same way you should know when your woman's cycle is. That's very important that you know when a woman's cycle is. So you already know, but don't say it to her. Some guys are so stupid. They're like, are you on your period? Bro, you don't verbalize it. You should already know when her cycle comes, and you already know to kind of not necessarily walk on eggshells, but just know she's going to be a little bit sensitive at that time and give her space. So yes, so that's important. So what are some other things that you think put men into the category of valuable that either most men don't have, most men don't know? What do you think?
There's a few. The next one I'll say is a man of his word. And what he says, he also shows it with his actions.
Okay.
Because if you cannot commit to your word, then what do you have? To me, I find that, that's something that I admire a lot in a man. And, he has to be respectful, not just to you, but to the others around you. Is he a good father? Is he a good friend? Is he a good son? Is he a good brother? Is he good to the waiter? Is he polite? That sense of respect. Cursing, yelling. I mean, anybody can get upset, but if you really love that person or you care for that person, you will try so much and so hard to make sure that it never gets to that level. And that is very, very valuable. Loyalty. Example, one of the things that I admire in a man is when he looks at his lady. That lady doesn't have to be the wife. Could be just his girlfriend. He looks at his lady and he only has eyes for her as far as respect. Women admire that a lot. I find that extremely sexy in a man. And you're like, wow, that's a great man. And then the lady walks away. I've seen this all the time, and it happens to me at the office, everywhere you go. And then they walk away, and with other lady looking, then they start to flirt with you. Right there, you lose respect for that person. I mean, I lose respect for this man. It just shows that he's insecure. It shows that he's not committed to his word. And that is the most unattractive thing that I'll say I personally find in a man. The nicest thing, the most beautiful thing is when he respects his lady in front and, behind the door. And he speaks well about her and she speaks well about him. Because one thing I believe, I represent you and you represent me. If you misrepresent me, you're not representing yourself well to the world. Same thing with me.
No.
You don't need to have the person in front of you.
I agree with you on that one.
Because that means self-respect, and it's huge. To me, that is a big pet peeve when it comes down to men. Huge.
Okay. No, I agree with that. I mean, trust me, I've been there. I know. I've been there, and I know it's rare because I've been there, and I've had to have this conversation with many of guy. Because they'll say shit like, "Oh, yo, let's go do this, and yo, I tell you what, bro, you could tell your wife this, and then I'll cover for you." And then I'm like, "Whoa, time out, time out, buddy. That's absolutely not gonna happen. If I get locked up tomorrow for some shit that I didn't do, it's not you that's coming to bail me out. It's my wife that's coming to bond me out. So I'm not lying to my wife. I'm sorry." If I'm in the emergency room, that's my emergency contact. So if I'm unconscious, they're going to call her to find out what medications I'm allergic to and all this other type of shit. So I can't do that. It doesn't make sense, to me, in my mind. And I saw how so many guys didn't see eye to eye with me on that. They're constantly lying to their woman, constantly lying to their wife or the mother of their children. I'm like, yo, that type of shit confuses me. Because in my head, if the person I'm spending my life with, that I'm sharing my bed with, that's the person I need to be honest with 100%. I mean, I'm honest with people in general, but I'm damn sure I'm not going to lie to the person that I wake up with every morning and go to bed with, because if something happens, she needs to know what's going on. She needs to be on board. She needs to know where the safe is. She needs to know the combination. You get what I'm trying to say?
That means that something is not right on that relationship.
Oh, absolutely.
Something is missing. The map, the mind.
Well, they're not partners, is what I'm saying.
They're not partners, and
right.
You should be able to speak. Hey, you should be able to speak without demanding. That's another thing that us ladies do a lot to you guys, and it's wrong. You do not demand. You ask with love, and the guys should be willing to listen to the lady with love, When you look at your daughter, if for the ones that have a daughter, you look at her with love, right? why are you looking at your lady as an enemy? Why are you looking at your man as your enemy?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what's going on nowadays. It's like this competitive thing going on. Like I said, and that's weird to me. It doesn't really make much sense. So, like, I've had to tell a lot of guys, like, bro, I don't expect, like, I'm not gonna lie to my wife. If anything, I expect my wife to lie for me. You see what I'm trying to say? So how do I lie to her if I need her to lie for me? Should we be in a situation where, you know what I'm saying? Suppose I need an alibi. I need her to fucking lie for me.
Right.
So how can she effectively do that if I'm lying to her, right? And in my head, it's like, listen, if I have to cheat on a female or have to lie to her, then why am I with her? Right? But I get it. Some guys are in a situation where they can't be honest. My whole thing is, then there's something flawed with you where you can't be yourself and still have whatever it is that you're having with this chick. So like I say, you're not that dude. And I get it. Most dudes aren't there, but that's unfortunate. To me, that's unfortunate that you're not that dude and you have to say some other shit and act like some other shit and hide some shit and all this other bullshit. For me, I feel like it should be a given that you could just be 100% upfront with people, and your friends will still be your friends, your family will still be your family, and your chick will still be your chick. I get it, though. Not everybody has it like that. Some people have to lie to their friends. Some people have to hide shit from their family. And some people have to hide shit from the person that they're dating. All right, so there's this other thing I want to ask you before I forget, because it's important, because I want to start asking women this. In your experience, personal experience, as well as talking to other females and interacting with other females, at what rate or at what percentage of guys or percentage of experiences with guys would you say that the average woman is satisfied in the bedroom sexually? What would you say?
I mean, usually it's, I've seen cases where they're not. But for the most part, the ones that are committed to their significant other.
No, I'm not talking about committed. I'm just talking about like in general, like women dating guys casually before they settle down or whatever.
Well, casually, I cannot speak for the others, but from the others, what I heard is like a hit and run. For like what I hear with,
what do you mean hit
some
and run?
women. Basically, it's kind of like, okay, some women just sleep with men just to sleep with men.
No. What I'm saying is like, what's the simplest way I could put it? So let's just say the average female sleeps with like 10 guys, right? And we don't know what space of time that is. I'm not saying she slept with 10 guys in a month. I'm not saying she slept with 10 guys in 10 years. I'm just saying throw 10 guys at it. Out of those 10 guys that she tried, how many of those guys would have brought her to orgasm is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, I'll say like most of them.
Really?
Yeah.
You think most guys are?
Most of them. I mean, I'm speaking with my friends.
Wait.
But if you're speaking about me, I can tell you something else.
Hold on.
Are you asking me about my views?
No, I'm asking both.
No,
but we have to clarify the sample group because are we saying like? Are we saying most men in general, or we're saying most of the men that she chose to hook up with? Because some women only fuck with guys that they know.
Most of the men that they chose with, you know, is like a 50-50, 70%, I'll say.
Is it safe to say the women are leaning more towards guys that they have more faith are going to know what they're doing because these guys tend to date more women? They tend to have more experience with women because women find them more attractive?
To be honest with you, there's so many women out there that they don't value themselves and they just sleep with men and they are okay with exchanging that energy. I personally don't find that fulfilling. I think there should be, and for me, maybe I'm too old school, but there has to be that emotional connection and that the person respects himself. That's why I said loyalty is important because you don't, your body's your temple. You got to respect yourself too.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is what happens when you put in all that investment and then the guy sucks in bed? That's what I'm saying. What happens then?
You have to be certain of what you want. Are you looking for somebody just to date and have fun? Are you looking for a girlfriend? Are you ready to look for a wife material?
That's not what I'm saying. He could be all that shit you're talking about. He could be either extreme. My point is, what happens when they finally have sex and she's not satisfied. She doesn't have an orgasm. I'm not talking about he's not a great guy. He's not loyal. He doesn't pay the bills. He's not. What if he's all fucking that? He's all that, but she never has an orgasm with him.
She's not going to stay eventually.
Well, I mean, I don't know that. I don't know that. I think there's a lot of unsatisfied wives out there. I think there's a lot of wives living luxurious lives, but their husband ain't worth a damn.
I think that was
in the bedroom, at least.
I think that was more like back in the days. I think women now, that's very important, because speaking about your sexuality and stuff like that, there's more freedom to speak like that, and it depends
to the guy or in general though.
No, women in general.
That's what I'm saying. Because I don't feel like women are having this conversation with the guy that's not making them come.
Not at all.
They have the conversation with the guy that is making them come, which is kind of like counterproductive, because it's like the guy that needs to have the conversation is the guy that's not.
Yeah,
they're not performing.
They're not. I see that in the old school women that they don't tell their man, and I think that's
15 years done went by, 20 years
done
done by.
That decision before you marry the guy, Now, if you guys are already married and you guys don't talk about it, that's an issue, I think.
Yeah, but it's a hard thing to talk about. Like, how do you say, hey, you pay for the Range Rover, and you pay the pool guy every month, and we have high-speed internet, and that's great too, and we have a guest room and everything. But here's the thing, though.
Here's the thing, though. On that, correct.
Here's the thing, though, hubby.
I know women that stay with men just for the financial security.
Of course.
Of course, we know that,
Well, that's because sex is like 2% of your time. You know what I mean? Like, yeah it's important, but the actual time that it takes place. If it takes place, it's like 1.2% of the day.
It's super important to be compatible in that aspect. It's extremely important. It's a very important factor, because love can come and go through other relationships. That attraction and that passion, it could come and go too. But if there is that attraction, if there's that placing, it can work, and the man should be able to take his time to learn how to satisfy her, and ladies should be able to let him know, hey, I like that, this, that. But
does that learning come with the woman herself? Was that learning take place prior to even meeting her?
I think that has to do with maturity and you feeling comfortable with the person that you're with.
So you think guys?
If you're not with the person that you're comfortable with, you have a problem.
So women should be tutoring guys into the pussy, like.
No, it's just as you get to know each other, you start knowing what you like about each other and what pleases each other. From the beginning, there should be a strong connection. And I think as the emotion and you get more comfortable, you guys could reach, even a better place. But if from the beginning it's not good,
I don't see that happening. I don't see women being so understanding and being so patient. I don't see women like, oh no, we can work on it and we get. I don't see it. I don't see women being comfortable even having the conversation to begin with. I see women ghosting guys, not answering their calls, not returning their text messages, and then the guy has no idea. Right, the guy has no idea why she's not answering.
You're not going to speak with a stranger about that or someone
that
they don't know.
but all her friends know why. All her friends know because he fucking sucks in bed.
Yeah.
So.
And we will speak about it if that's the case.
Right. But the guy that needs to know, that needs to hear it, he doesn't know, and he's thinking it's like everything but that.
Correct. Now you're speaking about from the first time they're together and then talking, getting to know each other for a while, for a little bit, or it's just like a one night type of thing?
Well, I'll tell you this much.
I'll
tell you this much. It's always a bad sign if she feels like she needs to drink before she hooks up with a guy. If she's always like, oh no, let's get some drinks first, and it's like, so it's like the first time was a miss, and then she's like, let me get drunk and I'll let him try again, and then I don't know. That just seems like a bad sign to me when she needs all these prerequisites.
If it's happening to her all the time and that is like a history with her, then
I'm not saying happening to her. I'm saying for this particular guy that she's seeing, and she's trying to give him a chance.
She should already know after
Right, she's thinking maybe the first time was a fluke.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't have his vitamins that morning.
Correct, and you can give it if you like the guy and you see that there's really good things about him.
That's what I'm saying.
Give it a try, and then if it's good, stick to it and see where it goes.
That I've seen. I've seen that on.
And that's understandable.
I've seen that on both sides.
Correct.
I've seen the guy knocking the dust off that pussy, and the rest of his life is awry, and the woman saying, you know what? I'm going to give him a chance. Maybe he can change. Maybe he can improve and because he's knocking it down in the bedroom.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
now,
if the guy is, if the guy drank and he's like, really wasted, I mean, if you guys were having a good time, you already know that he's a good person, of course. I mean, that could happen if she starts throwing up. I mean, that could happen. That shouldn't happen, but that could happen too. She could just fall asleep, I mean.
I'm not interested in drunk chicks at all. There's so many guys out there that are always trying to get girls drunk. I tell guys all the time, bro, don't go with that strategy. Don't go with let's get drinks. You want another drink? We want another drink. Guys, don't go with that strategy, bro. That shit is cheap. That shit is sleazy. That shit is trash. If you got to do all of that, bro, stop. You're trying to do all that extra shit because it's going to get you in trouble. Okay? The best case scenario is she just throws up on you. You know what I'm saying? The worst case scenario is you go to jail. You see what I'm saying? They're trying to say that you try to take advantage of a girl that was intoxicated. So don't do all of that. Don't try to sauce her up to try to get a better shot. It's different if it's a girl that already is attracted to you. You have already been hooking up with her sober, and you decide to get wasted together. That's cool. But you just meeting a girl, you trying to get her wasted so that you can get some cheap, easy sex.
That means that the guy looking for something fast.
That's what I'm saying. Be better than that. You know what I mean? Be better than that. If you can't get the pussy the right way, you don't deserve the pussy. Go home and play Xbox. Go to the gym in the morning and work on yourself. And I know guys don't want to hear that. Guys are like, nope, I got to get something tonight. All right, play that game if you want. If it catches up with you that one time, you're gonna be filing and registering as a sex offender. If that's what you want to do, it ain't worth it, bro. You know what I mean? I'm going the opposite way. There's been many a times where a chick is feeling me, but she's already been drinking. I don't want no parts of that. I had a chick throw up in my Challenger before. I was like, oh, hell no. Never again, bro. There was Wendy's salad in my car, in my rug, in my car. I was like, oh, you had the Caesar sauce too? This is fucking disgusting. Never again, bro. I've been thrown up on before. I remember there was one time this chick threw up on me. I was wearing a tank top. You know how tight a wife beater is. I had to get a scissor and cut the tank top off of me so I didn't have to pull it over my head. I was like, oh, hell no. So I've been thrown up on before, and a girl threw up in my car before. That's the only experiences I needed with drunk chicks. I do not mess with drunk women at all. If you're not sober enough to
look at you and
to have a conversation, I'm asking them hard questions, man. Let's see if are you.
Same thing with us ladies,
Yeah.
I pay attention to that.
Walk in a straight line.
You know what I mean?
How many fingers am I holding up?
We're already, having getting to know each other. I mean, you guys are having a good time.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's different. Right, that's different. What I'm saying is I don't want to be with a drunk stranger.
Of course.
That's what I'm trying to say. Because something happens, I don't even know this chick's last name. And the police going to be looking at me like, so you don't know this chick. Well, I just met her. All right, step out of the car, sir. Like, damn. Right. Damn. So, yeah, guys, be careful with that. All right, so you're saying that you think 50-50? You think maybe half the guys can take care of business in the bedroom, half maybe not?
Yeah, I mean, for the majority of the ladies and my friends that I hear them speak, or girl talk, yes. But again, it depends on what you're looking for. Are you looking for connection?
No. I'm just talking about.
In general, women. Yeah. When we have lady talk, yeah.
Satisfied in the bedroom. Satisfied in the bedroom.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about commitment, not commitment. Nice guy, not nice guy. Stay with her, don't stay with her. Casual, long term. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about. She came.
You've got to be compatible there. To continue.
You see how she has to say it like that? She has to say it in the most nicest of way. I'm like, listen, she either came or she didn't. She either came or she didn't. In my mind, it's a job. Yeah. And the job isn't done until the job is done.
That's why it's so important to have a purpose of why you're getting to know that person. And have
no. For me, that's irrelevant. I don't care if it's a girl that's a one night stand, or if it's my wife. To me, it makes no difference. You either finish the job or you didn't.
If the guy's not willing to finish the job, that means that he's selfish.
No. Whoa. Time out. We're not talking about willing. Yeah. We're talking about capable. Capable. It's two different things, right? So, yeah. And it's not always easy. Sometimes there's been times where I've been like, damn, still? What about this? I'll try this. Okay, what if you're upside down? What if you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta, it's like when something's wrong with the car and you're trying all these different things. Okay, what about this? Okay, check this. Okay, turn it off again. All right, let me move this right here. Okay, give it gas again. Okay, wait, no, let's try this. Oh, wait, turn the windshield wiper on? Okay, no, turn it off. Sometimes you gotta try a bunch of shit. The point is, you're not done until she finishes.
Well, sometimes, yeah, that could be.
Right. And as a guy, you can't always guarantee that you're gonna have a second shot in you. So I'm just saying, guys, it makes a hell of a lot more sense if you make sure that she takes off first. You know what I mean? You take care of that, make sure you get that out of the way, and then it's like, all right, cool. Now I can go ahead and do my thing. And if she comes again, great, wonderful. But at least we got the first initial one out of the way, because I'm not trying to be sitting there like, all right, I finished, but then she didn't finish. That's a fail. And I think maybe it's because I only listened to reggae music growing up. I think that's why I've always understood the importance of satisfying women in the bedroom, because that's a very important component of reggae music. I don't know about maybe reggaeton, because I can't understand what the hell they're saying. But I know in dance hall music, it's very clear in the lyrics that guys have to satisfy the female. And that's actually not in hip hop to that extent. It's in hip hop, obviously, but it's not essential.
Got it.
So in hip hop, when you listen to the music, it's essential that the guy scores. It's essential that the guy is satisfied, the guy is pleased. In reggae music, you will find a fucking dance hall song that's about sex, where it's not made clear and repeated over and over again that the guy has to satisfy the woman or he isn't worth shit. He's not worth a damn. And they make it clear that that woman will not continue to engage with you if you're not satisfying her. She will be off with another dude. So in Jamaican culture, I think that's a little bit more on the table. The women are a little bit more upfront and bold about that. Even in the sexual conversation, the flirting and the bantering, there's a lot of bossy, prideful talk. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of cocky conversation between the guy and the girl about what it would be like if they were to hook up. The girl is saying that I'm gonna fuck you better than any other girl, and the guy is saying that he's gonna fuck her better than. Now, obviously, that's yet to be seen. But the point I'm saying is that it's verbalized. Okay. So it's on the table. So the guy knows that he's basically being challenged. And I think in the Western culture, especially American culture, I don't think that that's understood. So a lot of guys go into this like all goofy and foggy headed, not even realizing like, dude, she didn't come, dude. You didn't do anything.
Right.
You just wasted her fucking time is what you basically just did. And then she's gonna kind of feel used. If you think about it, she's gonna feel used because we did this together. You got off and she just got all hot and bothered for nothing. So now she's in the mood, but not pleased. So what do you think she wants to do now that you fall asleep or you leave? Now she's going to be remembering all the guys that actually, you see what I'm trying to say? Now she's remembering all the guys that actually took care of business, and she's thinking to herself, I would much rather be with, this guy, that guy, Chad, Tyrone, whoever. I would much rather be with that guy right now than be with this guy over here snoring. This guy that this guy that wasted my time and fell asleep. So I just want guys to know that that's important. I harp on that for a reason, because guys just do not understand how important that is. Because if a woman is letting a guy, if she's giving a guy access, then there's some type of investment there. There's some type of, once women start investing sexually, that's a lot for a woman to invest sexually. For most guys, it's no big deal. You know what I mean? But for a woman to have sex with a guy or allow a guy to have sex with her, that's an emotional investment, guys. It's a sexual investment. So when you're not delivering or returning on that investment, think about that for a minute. If you're investing, say, your money into something and you're not getting anything back, you're going to be a little frustrated. So I just want guys to understand how important that is when dealing with women. And it answers a lot of the questions that guys answer, is why I'm making it an issue, because guys keep asking a bunch of questions that essentially have the same fucking answer. Why is she not calling me back? Why hasn't she texted me back? Why did she leave me on red? Why did she cancel on me? Why did she flake on me? Why is she talking to this other guy?
You want me to give you like a...
Why does she keep going back to her ex?
An input on that is because women are more, like you said, for most women, sex is more emotional. So if you don't take the time to get to know her, romance her and stuff like that, and you just get to sex and there's no connection there before that, is going to take the majority of women longer.
Oh, no, I agree 100%. And if you're not attractive, if you're not actually physically attractive going in, it's going to take a hell of a lot more work to get her
so
to
if
get her
you're
there.
not attracted and then there's no emotional connection, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, because she's not in control of her box. So what's happening is her box is saying no.
Our brain is connected to our emotions.
Yeah,
Whoever said
but
that
not
is
the
not,
right. But the box
for the woman.
has a mind of its own.
Correct.
So the box is saying he's how tall? The box is saying he's got what body fat percentage? He earns how much money? Girl, The box is like, no. Dehydrated. No. Nope. No moisture down there. No. I don't like it, girl. Don't let him in. No children for him. Do not have a baby for this guy. That's what the box is saying. Right? You guys think I'm just being a dickhead. I'm telling you right now. The box has a mind of its own. Okay? Which is why women are going to deal with certain guys that their family doesn't approve of. Society doesn't approve of. Even some of their friends are like, girl, you need to leave him alone. He's nothing but trouble. But she finds her ass over there. Every time he call or text, she say, I'm not going to answer him. All right, give it 45 minutes. Give it 45 minutes, right? And when you see stuff like that, that's not her brain. That's her box. Her box is texting that guy back. So what I'm trying to say is that if she can't control her box being drawn to a guy that we all agree is bad news, then what the fuck makes you think that she can control her box and talk her box into liking the nice guy? That's what I'm trying to tell you. So when you're being the nice guy, you're doing everything right, and her auntie's like, he's a really nice guy, he's a gentleman, girl, and her friends are like, oh, he's so sweet, he's so nice. I'm telling you right now, the box is not responding. The box is like, I don't give a shit. The box is like, I don't care. I don't care how polite he is. I don't care how much of a gentleman he is. I'm not interested, girl. So that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. All that other nice stuff, it matters after you get the approval of the box. If you get the approval of the box, you get through that, then you being nice and holding doors and being a gentleman and remembering her mother's birthday, yeah, all that shit matters then. Okay? But if you're not passing that initial barrier of attraction, I don't give a shit what you do. I don't care how many Hallmark cards you send. It's not going to make the box wet. All right? So let's just at least be honest about that. And the reason why women aren't going to tell you that is because they like to be showered and pampered with all that other stuff. Their brain likes that stuff. Their brain likes the attention. Their brain likes the validation. Their brain likes you being sweet. Their brain likes you treating them special and everything. But the box is still over here like this. I don't care. So what? I don't care, girl. No, I'm not interested. No, I'm not interested. So that's all I'm trying to tell you guys. They're not going to be upfront with you and tell you that because they don't want you to stop doing all that nice stuff. But with that same token, do know that the guy that is attractive to her, he doesn't have to do any of that shit. Let's be real. He doesn't have to do any of that shit, right? So how many times have your girlfriends admitted to you going out with some guy, having some seafood, girl, he got the lobster, you had some wine, red or white, both, all that good stuff, and they still wound up in some other guy's bed that night?
I think that's more like, more women that are like younger. I mean, at my age, I tell you, at least, from my circle, not necessarily, no.
Yeah, but
Because
women that aren't young were young. So what do you say?
Correct.
So you said they did it when they were younger.
A lot of them did, yeah, of course. A lot of them did, but again, are you speaking to men that are just looking to hook up with women, or you looking
Listen,
to, it
so
depends
hold
on
on.
All depends on
Again,
what we're talking about.
that part, don't do that, girl. I'm not gonna let you do that. I'm not gonna let you do that. I'm not gonna let you do that. That part does not fucking matter. Because the same way you say younger women do that, exactly. Younger women do that because they can fuck around when they're younger. They don't have to settle down. There's no pressure for time. There's no shot clock.
Right.
So they can go ahead and take advantage of all these nice guys, have a great time. They can have the nice guys and they can have the bad boys too, right? They don't have to pick one or the other. But as time goes by and they have to get a little bit more serious about life.
The truth is women will choose the men that emotionally fulfills them and sexually fulfills them.
But at that time is what I'm trying to say. So when a girl's 21, 22, she doesn't have to prioritize the guy that has his shit together. Okay? Because she doesn't have to settle down yet. But as she gets older, it's like, hey, you can't be fucking around with these fuckboys anymore. You know what I'm saying? You have to make smarter decisions now. So don't tell me that, it depends on what the guys are looking for. No. Guys have to learn how to be good with women regardless. It doesn't matter if you just want to hook up and have a good time. It doesn't matter if you want to settle down and have children. Either way, you have to be in control of the situation. You have to have experience. You have to have a plan. You have to know what the fuck you are doing. It doesn't matter if you're driving a motorcycle and you just want to let your hair down and speed and have a great time and be risky and dangerous. You got to know how to handle that motherfucking motorcycle. And it doesn't matter if you're going to be driving an 18-wheeler and you got to make deliveries. You see what I'm saying? And you're driving on a narrow road, it doesn't matter. Either way, you have to know how to operate the machinery, okay? One is young, fun, reckless, and wild. The other one is serious, grown man working business. Either way, you have to know what the fuck you are doing. You can kill yourself on that motorcycle, or you can lose the whole goddamn load, and now you're fired, you owe the company, the insurance doesn't want to cover it. Men, you have to know how to operate the machinery. So I'm not going to let a woman say, it depends on if you want this and you want that. No. Because if a guy's out there just looking to have a good time and just hook up and he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, he's going to find himself into some difficulty. And if a guy's out there like, okay, I want a wife, I want to settle down and have a family. If he doesn't know what he's doing, that's going to be disastrous. Right? Either one is going to be disastrous if he doesn't know what he's doing and he doesn't understand how women operate. And unfortunately, women are not their own instruction manual. They're not like furniture from IKEA. They're not going to come with directions. And you say, okay, all right, so I put, okay, do you have B there? You have C? Do you have the screws? Okay, I have that tool. They don't come with that book, bro. And they're not going to tell you what you're doing wrong and what you need to do and how you need to do it. They're not going to tell you shit. Women are going to leave you in the dark. All right? Whether you're trying to just sleep with them or if you're trying to marry them and raise a family with them. Either way, you see what I'm saying? Either way, they're going to keep...
It either works or it doesn't work.
Right. Either way, they're going to keep you in the dark. And they're going to go do most of their complaining and communicating with someone that has nothing to do with the relationship. Their friends will know exactly how they feel and what they need, but you won't know. You see what I'm trying to say?
Correct.
You won't know. So... I just want guys to take it seriously. I just want guys to take this type of shit seriously and stop going into it blind, is what I'm trying to say. Because you wouldn't want someone to send you off to the military. You wouldn't want someone to deploy you and you didn't get through basic training. You wouldn't want somebody to be like, here's your rifle, get on there, go out there. You'd be like, what am I? Go out there. You're not going to make it, bro. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to make it. So I think that guys have to make sure they understand what's going on, what they need to be doing, what means what, before they go out there and basically waste their time. That's all I'm trying to do, save guys' time. And you admitted that when women are younger, they will waste your time.
Yeah.
Right. And when women get a little bit older, it's not that they won't waste your time anymore. It's that what they'll do is they'll try to, assess if you can fulfill their need. Mm-hmm. By that time, they figured out what it is they want and what they need, and they're basically measuring guys, and they're like, okay, I need a guy that's going to do this, this, and this, and this, and you have to be respectful, and you have to do this, and you have to have your shit together, and you have to be willing to do this, and you have to be coming. It's a lot. the list gets long. And they're going to sit there and evaluate whether or not this guy is basically going to fill in the voids that I want filled in. If not, next. Now, I don't really see how that's fair to the guy.
I can understand that.
You see what I'm trying to say? That's not really fair to the guy, that you're just like being measured up to basically see, hey, are you going to make up for all my mistakes? Because I already had fun. I already did my thing. But now I'm not going to tolerate this type of stuff anymore. So now you have to be, this guy that's going to do this, this, and the third, and not do this, this, and this that I already had done and already experienced with all these other guys already. And they literally will put it in their bios and stuff like, I've already had my fun. Wait, what? Yeah, I've already had my fun. I'm not interested in fun. I'm interested in the guy coming in here being responsible, being about business, catering to my feelings. It's like, wait, whoa, but I want to have fun. No. I did that already. I don't want to do that.
I think the way you're saying it, women are being too strong the way they're bringing it to them. Ultimately, that's what they want, but you can't say that to someone that you just meet just like that.
But they do that. But women do say that, though. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They do say that. Yeah. And then if the guy is basically behaving as if he just wants to have a good time, he just wants to get to know her, he just wants to hook up, then she'll shame him for it. She'll be like, you just want to hook up, or you just want to, and the guy now he's being treated like that's such a bad thing.
Right. I think that's just the woman is not being tactful because, hey, if he's not aligned with you, you don't have to be lead on him. You don't have to make him feel bad. You just know that's not the one. Give it one more try, and if not, just move on. I think that has to do with maturity.
Yeah, but if it works, then why wouldn't you give it a shot?
Correct.
If the guy is malleable and she can shame him into changing his answer, she can shame him into changing his behavior and get him to make verbal promises.
If from the beginning they see that they're not on the same page, they have the right. We have the right.
Yeah, but a woman will try to shame you onto her page, though. That's what I'm trying to say.
Women are that they don't have too many skills of communication, because I don't think you need to make someone feel bad because that's who they are. It's either they work for you or not. Now give it a chance, date them, get to see, and if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. You don't have to make him feel bad about it, and vice versa.
I think it's just manipulation,
that's just when you're in a more mature situation. My personal opinion.
But if you're used to that working, I don't think that's a maturity thing. I think that's just smart. If she's like, hold on, I've gotten guys to change and pretend to be something else to suit me.
You gotta be authentic. From the beginning, you guys are showing fake faces. The truth always comes out.
It's gonna come out, but if she could get what it is that she wants or needs before the truth comes out, then she won.
No, if you guys get too serious from the beginning, oh my God, and it becomes like a job. If it works for them, great. But if, most likely it's not. I think, you have to have fun with each other, enjoy each other's company, slowly, organically. And
that's valuable. See, that's
super valuable.
Right now, that's valuable on the market because so many guys are being ignored by women that having a woman's time and attention and companionship to a lot of guys is like prime real estate. It's like really valuable, right? And that's why women will say that shit. Because some guys would be like, companionship, I don't give a fuck about companionship. She's tripping. It's like, no, she's not tripping. She's throwing that out because it's a good sales pitch. Because there's a huge market for guys that are lonely, bored.
Not necessarily. That's because if she's being authentic, if that's what she's looking for, she will say it.
No, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that's what women are looking for. I'm saying that's what they're bargaining with. When it's like, oh, what do you bring to the table? What do you have to offer a guy? And they're like, oh, companionship and, someone to spend time with her. And it's like, to a guy that has options, he's like, the fuck? Give a fuck about that. I'm not taking that to the bank. But to a guy that's alone all the damn time and he doesn't have a woman he can call, he doesn't have anybody he can spend time with, for him, he's like, for real? Really? Can we hold hands too? That would be lovely. That would be magnificent. So I think women know. Women know that. I think
you should go out with the mentality of like, I'm going to have a good time and get to know this person. Just have fun without thinking what's going to come out of it, and then from there, listen to each other.
I don't think women have that type of time or patience. I think women are used to instant gratification, and they're like, listen, I need this, this, and this, and I need it now. what guys want to give it to me.
Yeah.
And they have the options.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Whether they have the actual tangible
because we already
options.
know what we want. Most of us, not all of them, know what we want. You know, so.
I think women know what they need.
Correct.
I wouldn't
That
say
too.
want. I would say they know what they need.
Correct. Both. Yeah.
Right. As time goes on, women have a better and better
It's
understanding
more-
of what they
better
need.
What they need to be happy.
And they know that there's a guy out there that will give it to them. They just have to figure out which of these guys will it be. Tinder is full of guys. Bumble is full of guys. Instagram is full of guys. It's just which one of these guys will give me what I want, but on my terms. And instead of putting in the work to meet a guy in the middle, instead of putting in the work to say, okay, I want this from a guy. Okay, what does he want? And let's see if we can make a deal. That's actual work. They would rather just keep going through the options to see, okay, what guy's gonna give me what I want, but on my terms. I don't wanna give anything. I don't wanna change anything. I don't even wanna know what you want, okay? I'm just gonna tell you what I want, and you're either gonna say yes to it or not. And if you even act like you're not gonna give it to me, okay, all right, next. Okay, what about you?
See, that's wrong.
Are you gonna do this, and that? You're not? Okay, well, you move too. Okay, what about, you know what I'm saying? Because they have an abundance of options.
Correct.
So,
but you got to be patient also to get to know the person and see if.
But why?
Because.
What's the incentive though?
For women?
Yeah, what, to just be a good person?
No, not at all. You're just getting to know the person. What's so wrong with that? I mean.
No, what I'm saying is if they have all these options, why would they spend the time to try to get to know a guy and then maybe bring something of value to his life when it would take much less time to just keep on, swiping through to just find a guy that's just going to just give it to him?
If you pass it through so fast, then you're not going to give him the time to see if it's valuable or not. I mean,
but there's guys that are offering though. Those guys that are just offering
the
shit.
women will know if they stay patient to get to know the person.
But guys are offering shit. That's what I'm trying to say. There's guys that are offering it up front.
Yeah, but the women need to discover that, and I think that's the problem. The women keep, swiping, and they keep on going instead of giving that person the time. For example, if you have too many distractions, there's no focus.
But that's my point.
Yeah.
Options are a distraction to women.
Person, let's see. Let me give time to that person. Now, why the others do it, I don't know. But I can tell you, to me, it's important that the ladies give that time to the guy, get to know the person. If there's too many distractions, the same thing with guys.
But what's the incentive though? Like, why? That's what I'm saying. Like, why would a woman put that effort in?
If they know what they want, that's what they'll do.
Yeah, but if they also know that guys give it to women for nothing.
Not necessarily.
They see it. They have friends that have gotten it. They see it on social media.
Not necessarily.
Simps are everywhere.
Because if that's the case, there wouldn't be so many single ladies.
No, that's why there's so many single ladies. Because women keep saying, oh shit, I could do better. Wait, I could do better. Wait, no, I could do better than this. Oh, my girlfriend just got this guy that did all of this and she do. So that's why they can't stay focused on one guy, because they keep thinking, wait a minute, what about this though? And what about that? And
see,
there's a simp over there. Damn, that simp order a Benz.
So men need to realize that if she's doing that, it's her loss. It's her loss.
Yeah, but we all will have a hard time
and that has
resisting options.
Too.
That takes a level of discipline that the average person just doesn't have. Any time I've ever seen guys put in a situation where they had access to a lot of young, attractive women sexually, they're gonna have a really hard time controlling themselves. And I'm not saying that they won't settle down. I'm just saying it won't be anytime soon. They have to go through that phase is my point. They gotta go through that phase where they sleep with all these random women before they finally realize, this shit is useless.
Right.
This shit really has no value. But they have to go through all those options first before they can even remotely start to think like that. And it's like every week, oh, look at her. Ooh, oh, another week, look at this one. Oh, wow, look at this one. And are the women really getting more beautiful? Probably not. But new pussy is new pussy. So what I'm trying to say is the same way guys feel about new pussy is the same way women feel about new resources. They're like, oh shit, this guy wants to buy me what? This guy wants to take me where? This guy got me a Tiffany bracelet? This guy sent what to my Cash App? This guy's doing what now? This guy's offering what now? So, I'm just being realistic here. I can't be mad at women for that.
Shallow,
But what I'm trying to say is, who is teaching us to say no to an abundance of easy options. Who is sitting here and telling us, listen, if it comes too easy, it's not worth anything? Who is explaining that to young people before they go out and become
the truth is
these confused adults that never figure that out?
Society right now, it's behaving that way. I mean, social media.
Yeah, of course.
And then if you don't stick to your values,
what values though? That's what I'm trying to say though. That's my point though. What values?
It depends on you see. You need to recognize what's valuable to you. Same thing with men. And if the women are not ready.
But what if new pussy is what's valuable to you though? What if new pussy is what's valuable to you?
Okay, so if to her it's okay to give it away like that,
No. I'm saying the guy. If a guy, right? If a guy has been, he's been raised up, and his sensibilities is new pussy is the most valuable thing. Like this is the best thing ever, right? And then you have young women that are coming up, and what they value the most is this new handbag, these new shoes, this Benz, this trip to Dubai.
Then she's
right?
going to continue to go from guy to guy. And
that's my point. That's my point. See,
and men need to pay attention that if the lady is like that, that's what she's looking for. Is that what you want?
No, I'm just saying that's where it's at. That's where it's at right now, though. Because you can have women that they have a good family, they got a relatively comfortable life. I mean, they damn sure don't want to be in Venezuela, right? They got a pretty decent guy that likes them, he cares, he's working hard or whatever. But she's sitting there fretting about how the bitches that she's following are traveling every damn month. She's over there like, oh, I want this handbag. This handbag would bring no value to her life, but she's upset and depressed that she doesn't have this handbag, but some other little cute chick is showing it off. Some other bitch is posting it and showing it off. So now she feels like she's missing out in life, not realizing that she actually already has the things that are valuable. She has a good family, she has friends, she has a guy that actually loves her and would die for her, but she's over here thinking that her life sucks because she doesn't have the new CLK, she doesn't have this new $4,000 handbag, she doesn't have these new Louis Vuitton shoes. You see, I'm just saying, this is where it's at right now. And there's a lot of guys that are sitting around, they got a relatively good job, they might have a good family, they got pretty cool friends or whatever, but they're sitting here depressed on Instagram because they can't get this IG model, they can't sleep with that IG model, this girl doesn't respond to their DMs, this girl doesn't want to go out with them. But there might be a bunch of, 6s and 7s, I don't know about 7s, but there's a bunch of 5s and 6s that might actually be loyal and faithful to him. But he's not thinking about that. He's thinking, damn, look at this girl with 50,000 followers. Let me DM her again. Hey, beautiful. Good morning, beautiful. She's never fucking responds to this guy, but he's over here like, oh, I want this girl. And it's like, this is where we're at right now is what I'm trying to say. And the only reason why we know this exists is because of technology. The women would not know what another bitch has in her closet if it wasn't for Instagram. They wouldn't know. It's like a kid that's never watched cartoons doesn't know what toys and candy exist because that's when they play the commercials for the new toys. So if you're a kid growing up somewhere without a TV, you're not fucking upset and depressed because you don't have these new toys. You don't even know those toys exist. You're out there playing with sticks and shit. You're climbing trees. You're running around the neighborhood with your friends who also don't have TVs. You're trying to catch lizards. You're having the time of your life. You're having a genuine childhood with genuine friends that you love. But once you put a TV in front of that fucking kid, now he's like, oh, I want PlayStation 5. Oh, I want those candies. Oh, I want that. Oh, I want this. Oh, I want that toy. And if he doesn't get it, then he's upset. He's depressed. His life sucks all of a sudden. But his family loves him. He has friends. He has cousins. But none of that means shit because he doesn't have a PlayStation 5.
Correct. So
that's what I'm saying. That Genesis story, the Garden of Eden, the tree of knowledge, I think 99.9% of people do not understand what that story is about. They have never interpreted it properly. The tree of knowledge is basically the representation of what we have today. That's why the symbol on Apple is a fucking bitten apple. Nobody's made that connection. We have all these Apple products, and what does Apple bring us? It brings us knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of what everybody else is doing. And that's why we can't enjoy our lives, and we can't.
That's what men need to realize and understand, because if you're going to be living your life to keep up with such a standard, and that's what you're looking for, you're going to make yourself miserable.
But that's the norm, though. That's the majority of people,
Right.
though.
But for the ones that are listening, if they're paying attention, hopefully that will be a great input to them, big knowledge, to realize that, that's just what you see on TV, that's what you see in social media. Now, if that's the woman that you want, then be a go-getter.
Well, how would you
Take
know?
yourself to that
They don't
point.
know that's the
Take it to
woman that they
girl.
want, because they don't know that
But,
chick.
if he's not looking for someone that is shallow like that, they know how to choose the lady.
But trust me, bro. It's just funny to me.
As simple as that. Learn how to choose your woman. Understand yourself. Okay, what do I want? What am I going to do to get it? And focus on it. And
know yourself. Because
So,
you got to know yourself.
Know yourself, understand yourself, and be an achiever.
So
for
that's
yourself.
valuable. You can put that on the list of high value traits in
Correct.
men, is knowing yourself. You guys taking notes.
And listen.
You got to know yourself. You
Listen,
know
listen,
yourself.
acknowledge.
Yeah, there was a dude that told me that in jail. It was this Jamaican dude. He was like, "Mayu, you know yourself." So what the fuck you talking about?
Yeah, because if
He's
you
like,
don't
"Yo,
know what
you don't know yourself,
You
man."
need to know what makes you happy. Period.
Oh my God. But I learned a lot though. I was like, okay. And from that point on, I started to
All
get
men
to know
that have
myself.
been divorced or have gone through really bad fallouts, they didn't understand what they knew. They're like, oh, this is what makes me happy. No, really, what is it that you want? And focus on that and work towards that. You know what I mean?
Can I tell you a secret? Being married made me happy. Yeah, that's why in the community, guys are like, marriage sucks and never get married and all this other kind of shit. I'm like, oh, bro, y'all just don't know. I don't know. I miss being married. I don't miss my ex-wife. There's a difference. So I know that's something that's it's a good thing. The problem is that nowadays society, the government has corrupted that shit. They've ruined the what is it? The sacredness. What's the word? There's a word.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, they've ruined it. Marriage is marriage is no longer sacred. But to be able to have another individual that the two of you put yourselves before everything else in the world,
and love each other so hard. Yeah, that's beautiful.
right? That's what I'm trying to say. So if you have a wife, your wife is supposed to be putting you before her family because you are her chosen family now. Together you create a family. These women today will tell you straight up that no guy is going to come before their mom, their dad, their dog, their friends, their hobbies, their work. It's like, bitch, you got this entire shit backwards. You look at the Bible, it tells you that when you get married, you leave your mother and father and you become one with that other person. So at that point in time, your husband comes before your father now. And it's like, to a lot of women, they're going to act like I'm talking craziness. No, I'm not, because
you become a family
because the
now.
traditional fathers understand that. The traditional fathers understand, I'm giving you
And
to this man.
If you notice right now these days, the ones that are still together are the ones from
Right, they
they
understand the concept, right? So parents are supposed to understand that because they're supposed to understand marriage because they're supposed to be married.
Right.
So there's a lot of people nowadays getting married and their fucking parents aren't even married.
That's the
So
reason
who
why
are you
the
going to go
whole
to for the
time-
guidance? Right. If you can't go to, okay, as a married couple, you're going to have problems because that's part of life. Friends fight, family members fight, brothers and sisters fight. You know, that's part of life. But there's somebody you're supposed to be able to go to. So if I'm having issues with my brother, I'm supposed to be able to go to my uncles, and they already been there, done that. If I'm having problems with my wife, I'm supposed to be able to go to my mother and my father, who are supposed to still be married, and they can basically shed that wisdom on you as to how they managed to make it this far and make it this long. And that's not isolated to relationships. That's life. If you're a plumber, you should be able to go to a guy that's been a plumber 20 years longer than you and be like, yo, I'm having issues with it. Oh, let me tell you, young blood, how we used to handle that back in the day. You don't need all that new fancy giggity-jiggity. This is what you got to do. And he's giving you this old school wisdom that they learned over time, and he's saving you that time because just like you had to learn it at some point, he learned it at some point. So it doesn't matter what you do. You fucking play basketball. You should be able to talk to a dude that's retired that used to play basketball. If you're in the NBA, you should be able to talk to a retired NBA player and he drops some game on you, some jewels, and be like, listen, this is what you need to do. Make sure your accountant is right. You need to, no. This is what you need to do with the contract. Let me tell you something. You got to invest your money, son, because this ain't going to last forever. We all should be able to go to someone older and more experienced that's been in the situation we're in. So right now, relationships are hard to get advised on because most people don't have someone they can go to that's been married for 30, 40, 50 years. And that's what used to keep.
See, I come from that background because I'm Latina, I'm Colombian.
Okay, exactly.
So that's why I keep talking so much about, you keep talking about the
family
guys that hook
structure.
up, and me, no, I'm more towards the other.
Yeah, the family structure.
Correct,
Yeah.
And then one of the things that I asked, there's this couple, my clients, they're actually Jamaican, and they were together their whole lives until the wife passed away, and I said.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, they were.
My grandparents were married until one of them died.
Yeah, the same thing with my parents, and I said, what's the key? Or what's the key to that success? And he's like, this is what they said. The gentleman actually said that. He's like, one of the things that is very important, if their flaws, they can bother you, but do they take away your happiness? If they don't take away your happiness, then that's the person, because you're going to work for that person, And to me, that was very valuable, because when you're in a relationship that doesn't work or is toxic, and then you're like, oh my God, I'm just miserable.
Oh, yeah. Again, I guess you got to go.
That's very, 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 very important, And other thing, does the other person want the same thing that you want? And then have that common goal, and then work towards that intention every single day.
Yeah, because why we get married in the first place?
Correct.
So
and then it has to be a mutual choice. For example, me asking for a ring, demanding. Do I have to ask you for something that you should feel in your heart? If we spoke about it and that's what we want.
Oh yeah.
It's, you know what I mean? I think the men should lead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not bending down on no one knee. I'm not doing all that shit. Yeah, I propose standing up, like. Yeah, I don't know. That's that whole kneeling down thing. I'm like, I don't even know who came up with that one, but I'm just like, I'm not kneeling.
Talking about the old school marriage.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I should have asked my grandfather before he died if he kneeled, because I'm not doing that shit. I kneel to the Most High. That's it. Yeah, I don't mind getting married. I don't mind putting a ring on it, but this kneeling shit, yeah, it's just bizarre to me. But that's just me. Whatever. But I think nowadays, what you're saying is still the special sauce. You got to be on the same page. You got to have the same goal as far as why you're getting married and what it is that you're trying to accomplish with this union. And I think nowadays you just got to keep the government the fuck out of it. You need a woman that's cool with keeping the government out of it, which I could see takes a lot, for a woman, because she has to really be able to, she has to trust this guy, because there's no paperwork bonding him to her now. And I know a lot of women like that security and reassurance that the government provides. I understand women liking it or whatever. I just feel like it's unnatural. You get what I mean? I feel like it's unnatural because it's like that's an external entity that shouldn't be there. And then also it makes it difficult for the guy. And then it makes it real easy for the women to make bad decisions through their emotions because they're backed by the state now. So that's a little tricky. Much like for a guy to accuse a guy of something, there's a burden of proof. He has to provide proof. For a woman to accuse a guy of something, there's no burden of proof required. That's very dangerous because, number one, it could be her feelings. She could be just emotional. And number two, women misinterpret things all the time due to their feelings. And the law is set up to the point now where the law will agree that what she's accusing him of didn't happen, but they still enforce it simply because she felt that. She believed that. So it makes it valid. For example, somebody can say, oh, I felt threatened, and this is why I did what I did. I was scared for my life. And they could prove that the other person didn't mean them any harm whatsoever, but the fact that that person felt threatened justified their choice or their behavior. So, things are just becoming more and more dangerous now, I think. And the consequences are becoming worse and worse now.
I said respect from the beginning.
Yeah.
From the beginning, you got to see, both of you
Okay.
going to give each other respect, so things don't have to get to that point.
Okay. Well, you seem pretty practical, so I mean, I don't know, guys. I guess
it is practical. It's just that when you're in the day-to-day life, that's where the work comes into place.
no. I'm saying as far as your idea of a valuable man, I think it was a little bit more down to earth and more practical than we expected. It wasn't something so unobtainable.
No, it is not. I think everybody needs to know exactly what they want. Where are you at this point in your life? And then commit to that. And if the other person you're meeting is aligned to that, it's as simple as that. And then from there, focus.
I think you have a personal bias why you're putting so much value on that.
Simple. Because, that's one of the things that I actually learned from my life coach that I didn't know before. And I'm like, simple. And it's true. And if the other person is also on the same, is aligned with you, or they actually have the same views, beliefs, then it becomes organic and easy, So.
Well, you know how I like a woman to be aligned?
Nothing is easy, but I'm just saying, it helps a lot.
I like a woman to be aligned by getting on my fucking program. That's how I like a woman to be aligned. Not that somehow we got so lucky that her agenda and my agenda is similar.
It takes work.
No, I'd rather just have a well thought out agenda, a well thought out plan, and she jump on board with that. She'd be like, you know what, I like that. That I could get down with that. Good.
Exactly.
Get on board. Get on board. I'm taking applications. All right. So I'm gonna ask you one more question in closing, and we'll see. Right. So now, if a guy was to have these traits or these characteristics that you described, as well as just like for any woman or whatever, that what she described for the guy. Okay, what is it that you think that a woman needs to bring to the table to make her not only considered valuable, but also deserving of the particular guy that you might have described or any female would describe for herself? But what is the woman exchanging for that?
I think that if you're asking for certain things, you should be ready to also give in the same thing.
Whoa, the same things or what he wants?
First of all, the same thing in return, okay? And two, you got to listen to the person and see what is it that you want, what is it that you're looking for, and actually be honest and authentic to yourself if that's who you as an authentic person can give and be. And then from there, both, don't think about, I'm going to give you 50 if she gives me 50, or I'm going to give him 50, she's going to give me 50. No, both of you have to be in 100%, because whoever says that a relationship does not take work, they're lying. It takes work, and every day is giving you 100%.
Yeah, but that's still very vague. Like I need actual things that women can bring to a universal table that makes them universally valuable to a man universally. Well, because what you're saying is way too vague. Is what I don't know. That's like
it's not vague. It's general.
Right? Yeah, it is general. Like it's like fill in the blanks.
General.
I'm like, wait, but like what? Like list. What are the things that it's like a woman is this? Okay, boom. That's valuable to a dude and puts her in a position to be expecting or wanting. Like that puts her in a position to be like, yes, I deserve a guy that's gonna be this list right here, right?
Correct.
So it can't just be like, oh, she's willing to listen or she's willing to work with. It's like, you know what I mean? So what is the qualities that she would have to bring? Like standard setting. Like you buy a device and it like already has these standard things that it does.
Well, one of the things is somebody that, she knows what she wants in life, that she is a woman of her word as well. She comes with good values, that she's loving, she's caring, loyal, things of that nature. If I'm not saying that you have to have a degree or anything like that, that's another subject, whether, but if you're looking for a relationship material, are you relationship material?
Yeah, but we're trying to figure out what that is, though.
Well, then we are going to we will have to get more like thorough into.
Well, I don't. No. I don't think that.
What do you find valuable?
No. I think that there are certain things that universally make men husband material. And there's things that universally make women wife material.
Exactly. Wife material, are you ready to commit? Are you ready to be loyal? Are your finances okay, to not be a burden, but to actually be a partner with that person? There's so many things that are valuable, it's just that the other person has to know what is valuable to them, and you got to recognize what's valuable to you. And what can you give out of those values to that other person?
That's the
way I see it.
I still think there's a standard thing though. Like if I go buy a car, there's like standard shit that comes with a car in order for it to be a car. Before we start talking about luxuries, before we start talking about special features, before we start talking about limited edition, all this other shit, there's like certain things across the board that a car needs to do in order for them to sell that motherfucker to somebody, to sell it to a driver.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like same thing with a phone. Like you're not gonna go to a phone store and they be like, oh yeah, check out this new cell phone and everything. It's like, all right, cool. So, all right, so I could text it. No. This phone doesn't text though. Wait, what do you mean? No. I mean, it does other stuff. I mean, you can make a phone call. You can surf the web, but no texting though. Oh, what about the apps? Oh, well, you can download some apps. What do you mean some apps? You can download some apps from the App Store. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I have access to all the apps on the App Store. No. Not with this cell phone. So that's what I'm saying. There's like standard things that all goddamn cell phones do before we start talking about extra shit and fancy shit. So what I'm saying is, well, what are those things for girlfriends? What are those things for wives? And I think that's where we're having a huge issue in modern day. Because even the guys don't know what the fuck is girlfriend material. Even the guys don't even know what the fuck to want or expect in a girlfriend. They have no fucking idea because nobody explained this shit. This isn't a preference thing or a feelings thing. This is an older dude says, oh, I see you getting a little bit of hair on your balls now. You looking at my balls? I'm not looking at your balls. It's just an expression, son. I see you liking girls. I see you looking at girls. You want to ask her out, don't you? Oh, well, yeah, I like her and I think she's cute. Okay, well, let me explain something to you. You got girls that you just have a good time with, and you got girls that you make your girlfriend, right?
Right.
So he's already getting the talk, and there's already somebody explaining to him what are the type of characteristics, and qualities that a girl needs to have to even be considered as a girlfriend. And then there's, what she needs to have just to have a good time with her and to have fun with her, and how you handle those particular girls. There was a time when older men actually told young boys, don't fall in love with these hoes. Don't be out here trying to turn a hoe into a housewife. Those were all kind of sayings so that we understood, and we knew right off the rip what disqualified a girl. We already knew. And guys and girls both knew right off the rip how a girl had to behave and what she had to be working with and bringing to the table if she expected to be a girlfriend. They knew, I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to be with me. They knew that I'm preserving myself, I'm conducting myself a certain way because I want to be in the girlfriend category.
Right.
Okay? Mm-hmm. And it was the same thing with guys. It was already understood. Listen, you're going to have a job. You're going to have a car. You're going to have manners and be respectful. You're going to have to go meet her father. You're going to have to... Bro, we knew what put you in the boyfriend category, and we knew what put you in the get ignored category. We knew what put a girl in the slut category, and we knew what put a girl in the girlfriend category. Today, we do not motherfucking know. We don't know shit. This shit's all over the place. It's all mixed up and all over. You see what I'm trying to say? It's almost... I would dare to say backwards, because the girls that are good are the girls that get walked all over, right, and get treated like shit, and the girls that are out here thotting it up are the girls that all the guys are pursuing, right? And the guys that are being nice and thoughtful and committed, those are the guys that are being taken advantage of and playing Mr. Cleanup, and the guys that are just straight up jerks, those are the guys that are getting laid. And the women are making concessions for and being patient for and trying to change and investing in, right? And keeping the box off the market for him. She'll go out with other guys, let them spend their money and their time, but they ain't giving up the box. Oh no, they're waiting on Chad. They're waiting on Tyrone to finish spending time with girl number 4 and finally come and put in some FaceTime with her. So I'm just being, I'm trying to be, realistic here. This shit's all over the place. And we don't have any understood lines that we all agree on. And you have women saying all kind of stupid, crazy shit. Like, oh, it's okay if a woman does this and a girl can do that. And a woman, it's like, wait, what?
That's a personal problem that the person has, is their own thinking machinery. I mean...
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. Before, you couldn't, your opinion couldn't sway reality before, is what I'm trying to say. Girls 40 years ago wouldn't say shit like, no, it's okay if a woman does this and she can do that. No, women understood back in the day, if you do that, none of these guys are going to commit to you. None of these guys are going to stay with you. So no, you cannot do that. There's rules to this shit. Women are acting like they could just make up new rules whenever they feel like it to suit their situation, which is where you hear women saying shit like, a real man would fill in the blank with whatever I need you to do right at this moment. That's not how it was 50 years ago. 50 years ago, when a woman said a real man, what she was describing is something everybody nodded their head to and agreed to. Men and women, old and young, everybody said, yes, that would be a man. Okay, yes, I agree with you, that would be a man. Nowadays, she'll say some more goofball shit and say a real man would do this. And it's like, no, that's actually what a goofball would do. That's what a weak dude would do. That's not what a man would do, right? A man wouldn't even be talking to you to begin with, bitch. If we're being honest, a real man wouldn't even be dealing with you. So I don't want to confuse guys, is what I'm trying to say. I want guys to understand that they need to, at least for themselves, come to an understanding of it and just ignore and block out everybody else's confusion and confusing talk and just know for yourself what these things are,
and not settle because they want it. You're going to be that. You got very important. Be authentic to yourself and give your 100% to the person that's worthy of it. And give the time to get to know that person. And instead of like focusing in 3 women at the same time, focus on one and get to know her and see if that works for you or not. Same thing with ladies.
That works better for ladies than it does for guys.
Yeah.
That's not going to work well for guys. Guys got to kind of, in order for a guy to know what woman is worth it and special, he has to have multiple experiences.
Correct.
Or he's going to have the whole one-itis thing going on. With women, it's the reverse. Once women start trying other shit, it's going to fuck up their understanding of what guy is worth it. So we are opposites in a lot of ways. People are always like, yeah, men and women are different. I'll agree on that. No, motherfucker. Women and men are damn near opposite in a lot of ways. As far as the way that they need to handle situations is literally opposite. In order for guys to be good in relationships, they need a lot of experience with different women. In order for women to be good in relationships, they have to have limited experience with multiple men. Absolutely.
Right, but like I said, if the guy is seeing 10 girls at the same time, how is he really going to get to know the person and see if she is
that's exactly how a guy knows which woman is the one, by dealing with 10 women at a time. That's how he knows this is the one that's special. This is the one that's special. These other 9 bitches, I could take them or leave them. But this one right here, she's special.
But then from there, stick to that one.
Of course. But that's where the decision part comes in. And that decision needs to be made on experience, not on one-itis. When a guy is all focusing on one girl at a time, the one-itis sets in.
Once he sees that that's the one, focus on that one. That's exactly what I was
trying
to say.
Yeah, right. But that does not come from a one-at-a-time strategy for men. Now, with women, the problem is the multiple guy thing is going to corrupt her. It's going to throw her off, and it's just not going to do well for her self-esteem and her emotional health, right? And then it's also going to lower her value for the guy, So it's just very different, and that's not what women are being taught these days, and that's why they're having such bad results in relationships, because they're being taught a male strategy, right? In the workplace, in education, as well as relationships, they're being taught the male strategy. They're being taught the strategy that works for men, and it's leaving these women unhappy on the other end, because they're like, well, I accomplished all these things and I'm not happy. No shit, because if a man had accomplished those things, he'd be doing great. He'd be extremely valuable if a guy had did that. A woman doing that, damn near actually makes her less valuable. So for a guy to say, hey, listen, I run my own business. I have my own business, and I'm 100% independent. I don't need anybody for shit. For a guy, that's very interesting. It's very attractive. Like, oh, okay, cool. For a woman to come and say that, the translation is, yeah, I don't have any time for you. I have zero time to nurture you. I have zero time to do the things for you that make a woman valuable because, I'm too busy doing the shit that make men valuable. So, sorry, buddy. But maybe I'll see you after work if I'm not too tired. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, that's just, you got to put in the time.
Right.
In the
So,
work.
but we only have 24 hours in a day. We all only have 24 hours in a day. So when I get home, I want my woman to come in and give me a kiss and give me a hug and report. After she asks me how my day was, and I say, hey, baby, how's your day? What's going on? Then I want her to report. So yeah, I took care of this, and then I went down to, did you go to the post office? Yeah, I went down to and I did this, and I got the groceries done, and and I spoke to your mom. She said she wants to do it like on the 17th. I said, I'll ask you and see if we're gonna go or not. Okay, cool. And then your sister said that your niece's birthday's coming up. So I said, oh, that's right. Thanks, baby. Thanks for reminding me, because I forget shit like that. I forget dates. Okay, cool. Blah 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 blah. That's valuable to a man. Okay.
That sounds exactly how.
Right. Not she spent her whole day working for somebody else. Not she spent her whole day serving some other fucking master and making some other guy rich. I'm sorry. There's nothing attractive about that for a dude. That's not what we want to hear, that you dedicated your 24 to some other motherfucker. Hell nah. And now that I want to get touchy-feely, you're tired and you got to get up early tomorrow morning. Like, bitch, what the... You see? And then she's going to say, oh, I don't understand. He left me for a Tatiana. He left me for a girl that has nothing going for her. I'll tell you what this bitch got going for her, a full schedule. She has an open schedule. That's what she has going for her. She's available. She's available to me. Okay? Whether I want to put a baby in her or if I want to take her on a spontaneous trip. Right. She's available.
For him, of course.
That's what women want. That's what men want. Men want a woman that's available. Young, attractive, and available. Okay? Because what young says is new. We all like new shit. Okay? But with a woman, it's different. A woman doesn't want a guy that's new. She wants a guy that's been around the block. She wants a guy that has experience, that he's tried and tested and he's approved. That's what they want. Women want that stamp on a motherfucker that says guaranteed, okay? Satisfaction guaranteed. Okay? He's already been out there and proved himself.
Done that, and
right.
He's ready for this.
Right. He's proved himself in the business world. He's proved himself amongst his peers and his friends. He's proved himself amongst his family. He's already proved himself with other women. Yeah, now I get him when all of that questioning is already been answered. Okay? Because women don't want to gamble their goddamn time with a guy only to find out, you can't handle this situation? Fuck. So you don't know what to do? Fuck. So you're scared too? You're scared? So you're not confident. So you don't know the solution to this. So you can't solve this problem. So you don't know how to fix this. Why am I with you? Okay? Because that's how I feel. I don't know how to fix this either. I'm also terrified. I'm also worried. I'm also inexperienced. I'm also scared. I don't need a scared motherfucker.
Correct.
I need a motherfucker that's going to tell me, baby, don't worry about it. I got it. I'll take care of it.
That's security.
Right? That's what women find attractive. Okay? So, you know what I mean? The last thing a guy wants to hear is a woman say, oh, I know how to handle this because my ex did. You see what I'm saying? The last thing a guy wants to hear is, oh, why can't you just do what this guy did? Guys don't want to hear about your fucking ex. They don't want to hear about some other guy that used to do this, and the third for you. So that's what I'm saying. We're different, and we have to understand that. And I think that people knew that back in the day. Mothers and fathers knew we have to prepare you for your man.
And when both of you come out of work, and you go home, work is there. Now this is home time.
Well, it depends on what work is. Because if I'm my own boss...
I am my own boss, but when I go home...
Well,
now,
right.
You gotta let that behind and prioritize.
But there's a balance though, because if I'm my own boss and I'm ambitious, I'm gonna be pushing it to the limit, right. and then that's when my woman comes in and says, "Baby, are you still working? Listen, I'm almost done. I'll be in there in a second, baby. it's getting late. Okay, that's enough for today. You need to relax. Come in the room. Let me give you a massage. Okay, let's watch something. Let's unwind. And then the guy says, "Oh, all right. Give me 10 more minutes, baby."
It's done.
Right, but he needs that voice.
Of course.
To come in and check in on him and reason with him, because if she wasn't there, he would work himself to death. So that's what I'm saying. Where is the value exchange in the modern relationship? Because when a woman is insecure and she's worrying about this and she's worrying about that, that's when she needs a strong, secure man to say, listen, baby, don't worry about it. This happens. Your sister will get over it. Calm down. I guarantee you it'll be fine by Thanksgiving. Stop putting so much energy into it. Stop letting it stress you out. Let her go through the motions. Ignore it. Don't give it any fucking power. Okay? Or this is happening over here. You know what? Don't worry about it. I'll figure it out. Give me a minute. Right. So
stability in many ways. Emotional, mental, physical.
There's a balancing out.
It's a team.
Right. Because a lot of guys will be like, listen, I don't need no woman. I don't need women. It's like, sometimes it takes having a good woman to realize how much benefit there is there.
And vice versa.
Right, because then you'll be like, shit, I didn't even realize how much better a woman could make my life. I love these fucking pancakes. I feel great when she passes me my coffee on the way out the door. You see what I'm saying? Like having my clothes clean and washed and my socks folded. There's a lot of little things that women could do that you don't necessarily need.
But they feel amazing.
But they really help improve your performance and making you more efficient. And also a good woman can be very motivating, can be very encouraging. Now you're out there and you're whooping ass. Exactly. And you're competing at a higher level with other men because you got a helpmate in your corner. These other single motherfuckers. Let me tell you something. Even as a dancer, even as a motherfucking stripper, being married give me a hell of an advantage over the other guys. All my fucking costumes and my uniforms were always fucking washed and cleaned and crispy and ready to go. When women would come and tip me, they would smell it and be like, they could smell that there's a woman in my life. Other motherfuckers, they should be all funky and be all dingy because they ain't washed their goddamn costume in weeks. All my shit was crispy. Let me tell you something.
That brought value to you.
I'm going to tell you how much value little shit like that brought. It brought so much value that it brought value to the other guys.
Right.
I would go to work and I would have Redline energy drinks for everyone. Because my wife would get a case of them and give it to me to keep in the car. So not only do I have energy drinks for me, I have enough to give to the other guys.
Right.
Guys would constantly come over to my locker and be like, yo, Allende, you got a clean towel? Because my girl would send me to work with stacks of clean towels.
Right.
So I'm wiping my sweat with Fresh Tide and Downy after every performance.
Right.
That's how much value.
That I said, I'm like right now, I'm in a stage in my life where I'm ready to take care of my man, and he's gonna take care of me. How? Like I said before, but if you are now willing to take care of your significant other and add to his life, like if you're gonna take away from me and my happiness, you're not adding value to me. I should be able to bring in the same to the table, and like I said, the understanding, support each other, uplift each other. Don't downsize the guy, because then why are you with him?
Well,
You're misrepresenting
but that's
yourself.
what I'm saying. A lot of women don't know that nowadays. A lot of women be nagging and shit like that. It's like, listen.
They need, we always need growth. And another thing that's important, be willing to grow together.
Well, I mean, if you have a plan, of course you're growing.
In all aspects.
Well, if you have a plan, you're growing.
And that's so important too.
Right.
That's very important because, we are not born with a manual of life, so.
Well, we are if we have our elders.
Yes.
That's the manual.
But as we go, for example, right now, a lot of these guys don't know
they
this
don't,
and
they
that.
don't have them.
You need to invest in yourself and also.
But they can find them. And I tell guys all the time, go find a fucking mentor. They exist. You don't. If you weren't fortunate enough to have that older brother, that uncle, that godfather, because that's another thing I don't see anymore. I don't hear nobody talking about their godmother and their godfather. I'm like, niggas don't get godmothers and godfathers no more. We ain't assigning those anymore. I had 2 godmothers. So I'm like, what's going on? I had 2 godmothers and I had a godfather, but he passed. But I'm just saying, my generation, that was a thing. If you were having a kid, you assigned somebody to be a godmother and a godfather. So I'm a little confused as to why we're forfeiting these traditions. They're there for a reason, because should something happen to your biological mother or father, or even if something doesn't happen, you still need that next person. Suppose you and your mother or your father are not getting along any particular moment. You guys might be arguing, not speaking. You still need somebody older and wise that knows you from you were a child, that you can go and talk to, that cares, and also can advise you. So I tell guys all the time, go get a motherfucking mentor. Go shop for one like you would for anything else. Find a goddamn mentor. Find somebody that can relate to you because they're somehow into something that you're into.
And they've already been there and done that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They've already been there and done that.
Years ahead of you.
Exactly. If you're starting your own business, especially, you guys, this is business now, so it's very important. If you're starting your own business, whatever that business is, you need to start selecting men to approach as mentors who have already been successful and accomplished in that particular industry that you're breaking into.
Same thing with your life, because it's your
Right.
life. It's an investment in your life. So if
Yeah,
your
it's an
life
investment.
matters.
Listen, it's the same thing. I used to tell criminals this all the time. Anytime motherfuckers was plotting and scheming, I'd be like, all right, yeah, that all sounds good. So, have you picked a lawyer yet? And they'd be like, what are you talking about, nigga? I ain't got court. It's like, nigga, you over here telling me you about to do some shady shit. So I'm asking you, have you picked a lawyer yet? And they'd be confused. I'd be like, motherfucker, if you're telling me you're planning to break the law, you might want to go put a lawyer on retainer. Stupid. So that when something, so in the event that something happens, you have a professional in your corner that's familiar with you and your situation, because they already know what you've been doing a long time before you got in trouble. They already know. They don't have to read files and try to catch up to what's going on. They don't have to get to, right. They don't have to get to know you. Right. They already know you. There's no downtime. If you get into trouble and then you have to go hire a lawyer, now the lawyer has to get acquainted with you.
It's like, I'm an accountant, and I see that all the time with the clients.
Right.
They open up a business and do everything they're not supposed to, and they come after the fact to clean up the mess. You can't clean up a mess.
That's what I'm
now
trying to say.
Deal with
right.
what you did, and then let's go ahead and, fix that. What happened, happened. We can't fix it, but we can fix what's from now moving forward. The same thing with relationships. That's
when I tell you guys, get in my email, hit me up and book a consult before you do some shit. Y'all think I'm like money hungry. Like, bro, I'm not trying to be like, a dick here. I'm good with money. I'm flush. It's just that, like she said, guys will hit me up after the fact in turmoil and, Hyundai, what do I do? And it's like,
you just gotta accept.
I wish you would have contacted me before you did what you did.
Yeah.
If you had contacted me before, then I could have preemptively advised you, and you would have got better results, bro. You wouldn't be calling me panicking now, and shit's fucked up because you jumped out the window.
Right.
So it's the same in every situation. I don't care if you're a newlywed. I don't care if you just started a new business. I don't care if you just started pursuing or seeing some female. Guys, whatever the fuck it is that you're doing, you know what you're trying to do. You know what you're getting into. So if you already know what you're trying to get into, you already have an idea of the end result you want, advise someone who's already been there, or get advice from a professional that you would be seeking advice from should this shit go bad. So, for example, the same couple that you would go to talk about your marriage, if your marriage starts going bad, talk to those people before it goes bad. Talk to those people when you're first getting engaged. Like, hey, I'm really, really in love with this person. Exactly. I'm thinking about proposing to this woman. Talk to that older dude that's been married. Talk to him before you ask her to marry you. It's just smart. In your mind, you've already made the decision, I'm going to ask her to marry me. Now is the time to go talk to older married dudes and be like, so, I've been seeing this girl for a long time. I really like her. This is the situation. Hey, check out some pictures of her. What do you think? Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to propose to her. And they're going to have a lot of insight for you. They might even help you on when, where, and how to propose.
And actually, this sounds, everybody hears this, but it's so true. the game never changes. The players do, but really,
Of course.
the basics of
It's true.
everything has never changed.
It's true.
Communication has never changed, and communications is important on everything. I actually joined, I have a life coach, and I went in for business purposes. I want to be a better communicator. I want to be able to speak to my client without being, upset. All these skills that you don't think that you need. I got so much more than business. It actually is helping me in my personal life, with my relationship, with my friends, with my family.
Family, yeah.
And, it's important to invest in yourself.
No, it's the most important thing to invest in yourself.
Success is not just money-wise. It's everything about life.
Well, success is like, it's not even like a destination. Success is like it's a pattern. It's setting goals and accomplishing them consistently. This is what I said I was going to do, and I did it.
The same.
Right. This is what I said I was going to do. And success, if I had to simplify success is just keeping your word to yourself.
Thank you.
That's what success is. It's like, I want to do this. Okay, I did it. I want to do this. Okay, I did it. I'm going to work on this. I'm working on it. I'm going to accomplish this. I accomplished it. I'm going to learn this. I learned it. I'm going to add this new trait. I added it.
Be a person of your word. Right. Men and women, because when you don't do that, you lose respect for yourself. You can trust yourself, and then you also cannot trust the other person.
And people smell that first.
Oh, yeah.
Before people decide whether or not they're going to respect or disrespect you, they first smell whether or not you respect yourself. That's their first That's their first indicator, is how much you respect yourself, how you carry yourself. You know what I mean? And self-discipline is something that like people can always sense. And what most people do with self-discipline when they detect it, because they lack it, they test it, they challenge it. Oh, let's have a drink. I don't drink. Oh, come on, man, have a drink. No. Actually, I don't drink alcohol. Oh, come on, man, just have one drink. One drink won't hurt you. Bro, they're not deaf. They heard you.
Yeah.
But they don't have that type of discipline, so they're poking at it to make sure, is it real? They're like, is this real?
And that is so attractive.
Is this real?
For a man. When he says something and he sticks to it, or he is, he's under control of himself no matter what.
He's decisive.
Oh, yeah, that's a beautiful feature, because that shows, it inspires security,
It's beautiful because most people don't have it.
Correct.
That's why they value it, because they're like, damn, I wish I could be that confident. I wish I could be that secure. And so if you're saying that, like, listen, this is going to be okay, the other person's like, how? And it's like, yo, calm down. It's going to be okay. Trust me. The fact that person is so sure that it's going to be okay, that other person's like, man, I wish I could be that relaxed. I wish I could be that, confident. So what I'm trying to say is that this is not a pretending act. This isn't Halloween. You're not going to dress up as a person with self-discipline. You're going to have to develop it. And guys act hopeless with these type of things because they're focusing on the end result. They're not focusing on the steps that come in between. If you just focus on the steps, then it's not a lot of pressure whatsoever. It's like, if you want to be a person that has self-discipline, you don't have to just say, oh, no, I can't do that. That's difficult. That's hard. No, shut up. All you have to do is be a person that says, what's today? Sunday? Okay, that would make tomorrow Monday. Yeah, it usually goes in that order. Okay, well then Monday, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to stop doing this. And then when you wake up on Monday, you know what you do? You do what the fuck you said you were going to do. You know what you don't do? What you said you wouldn't do. And then the next day is Tuesday, right? Is that how it goes? Yeah, the next day would be Tuesday. You do it again. And if you keep doing that in succession without breaking that pattern, guess what you're becoming? Disciplined. So it's not, right, none of these fucking things are hard. It's hard when you keep focusing on the end, right? So if I was just to say, listen, I want to be 200 pounds muscle, but Allende, you're 170 pounds and it's not all muscle. If I was to focus on that, I would have never got there. But to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to see how much size I can put on in a month.
And it depends how bad do you want it.
Well, to me, it shouldn't matter how bad you want it.
Well, if you really want it really bad, you'll put the time and effort into it. Mm-hmm.
I think that's overthinking it. Yeah, to an extent, but I think it's overthinking it. I think the question is, how honest are you with yourself? How much do you respect yourself? And how much are you going to keep your word to yourself? That, I think, is the important part. It shouldn't be about how bad you want that thing. It should be about how bad you want to keep your word to yourself. Because you can't be mad if a motherfucker lied to you if you lie to you. I'm just saying, if you lie to you, then it's like, you're going to be mad at me. You tell the truth to yourself. You can't be mad someone disrespected you and you don't respect you. It's just madness. So I tell guys all the time, stop taking it personal when a woman lies to you. She lies to herself. If she lies to herself, bro, then why you tripping? Why you taking it personal?
I'm doing it to you.
Right, it's not a personal thing. She's just delusional. She's living in her own little world, right? So you have to have these things in place for yourself first and foremost. And if you do that, two things are going to happen with the outside world. Number one, you're going to be too busy focusing on keeping your word to yourself to really worry too much about what other people are doing and thinking and saying. But also, the other thing that's going to happen is people are going to feel that and sense that, and they're just going to naturally start treating you better. That's just what it is. You're going to see strangers start to smile at you. Random people are going to say hi to you. You're going to see more respect from other people.
Including your lady.
Right. Well, you might not have a lady. You might not have a lady, but you might, start getting a lot of random women smiling at you now. And you're like, okay, why is this woman smiling? Because she sees that you have self-discipline. She sees that you respect yourself and you carry yourself a certain way, and because of that, she respects you. Right, so, there was that whole cliche in the inner cities that when you seen a young black man wearing a suit, the first question was, "Oh, you got court? You got to go to court?" And it's like, what the fuck, nigga? You see what I'm saying? So it was either you going to church or you going to court. But when the person answered, "No, actually, I have a couple of business meetings. I started my own business. Why did you think I had court? I don't have a criminal record." Now there has to be some respect. You got to put some respect on it. Because it's like, oh, shit, you wearing a suit because you chose? Yeah, I picked the suit out. What are you even talking about? Now you look like the asshole now. You see what I'm saying? Now you look like the dumbass. Because the only time that you put on a suit is when you have to. The only time you wake up early is when you got to go work for another motherfucker. The only time you read a book is when you got to pass a test at school. So why is it that you only go above and beyond when somebody else is holding a gun to your head, so to speak? When there's some type of threat, oh, I got to do this or I'm gonna get fired. Oh, I got to do this or I'm gonna lose my, I'm gonna fail. Oh, I got to do this or the judge is gonna, judge me poorly. Well, why are you putting more into you at the command of someone else? It's just weird to me. So you'd go to work for somebody for 8 hours, and then when you get off, you want to go have a beer and talk about dumb shit. You want to talk about politics that you don't even really understand and that your vote means nothing in. You want to gossip. You want to talk about celebrities. You just put in 8 hours working for somebody else. And you mean to tell me you're going to put in no hours working for yourself? Oh, well, I'm tired. You're a lazy motherfucker is what you are. Because I'm not giving another motherfucker more of my life energy. You see what I'm trying to say? It doesn't make any sense to me, right? So it's like my old boss used to say, motherfucker, you need to treat your part-time job like your part. You know what I'm saying? You need to treat your part-time job like your full-time job. You see what I'm trying to say? You can't be the other way, because where's the one you want to be at? The one you want to be at is the one you're doing on the side. So why would it be the side? Do you see what I'm trying to say? So you can't treat your side bitch better than you treat your main bitch. If that's the case, then you with the wrong chick. So you're doing yourself a disadvantage is my point. It just doesn't make sense. So it's the same when guys be lying and cheating on their girlfriend or the mother of their children or their wife. To me, you're doing yourself a disjustice. You're not getting over on her. You're wasting her time, but you're getting over on yourself. Because you give the person that you lie to and cheat on that level of commitment. That's stupid. That's like working harder for your boss than you work for yourself, right? So I'm just saying, guys, you just got to kind of make sense is all I'm saying. Make sense in your decisions, right? You got to kind of sit down sometimes and think about what you're doing, put it into context, put it into perspective, and make sure that it makes fucking sense. We do a lot of things that don't make sense.
And women, we pay attention to that. I see intelligent, wisdom. Am I learning something from them? Sometimes the guy doesn't have to be, oh my God, he's so fine. No, it's they mentally challenge you, and then you grow with them. At least to me, that's very, very important.
No, it's important to women in general.
In general, yeah.
It's important in general. Women do appreciate a motherfucker that they learn a lot from.
Yes.
That exposes them to new things of value.
Yes.
And then, of course, you could be doing the opposite. You could be a guy that shares negative experiences with them. You could be a guy that introduces them to pain that they've never experienced before, hurt that they've never experienced before. So, women are mainly about two things, if I had to narrow it down, and I say this because I can say this across the board. Okay, nobody say, oh, you're overgeneralizing. I'm not overgeneralizing. I'm describing two key things that all women have in common. That's their value for their ability to have unprohibited choice, and also their appreciation and value for experiences. Women are all about experiences. So, women are going to want to go on a boat just because they've never been on a boat. Women are going to want to do this just because they've never done this. They're going to want to see this just because they've never seen this.
That's solid.
Right. That's just how that goes, right? They're going to be curious like that. So I think what you have to do is you have to make sure that you can put yourself in a position to be teaching them, showing them new things, as well as sharing new experiences with them. Obviously, it's good to share new experiences with them being the first time for both of you, but you also want to share experiences with them where you are familiar with it, you've been there, you know what you're doing, you know what's going on, and you can kind of show her, hey, I want to show you this, and hey, have you ever seen this, and hey, have you ever tried this, and hey, have you ever done this? You want to have certain little things about you that make you come off as an expert. We have somewhat of an expertise on certain things. So, keep that in mind too, guys, right? Oh, I didn't even realize that it was on that. I could have changed it to something else. You know how it is, guys. My woman calls me because she's like, what are you doing? This stream is probably running too long. All right, so I got to let you go. You still didn't give me a clear answer on what women bring, but that's okay because a lot of women don't know. So it's still.
I know what I bring to the table.
No, I'm saying something universally.
As universal, what they bring into the table. I mean, I find it kind of hard to tell you what women bring to the table. I can tell you more the qualities that I probably bring into the table, But what's most important here, I believe, if you're speaking to men, is do they know what is valuable to them? And take the time to see if she brings value into your life. Because
or if she's coachable.
As a woman, I know what's valuable to me, what brings value to my life. Yeah.
So you guys got to get out there and get that experience so you know what the hell that you want. So, and talk to some older guys too, guys, because it will help. It'll save you time. Put it that way.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, talking to some older guys and getting mentored will save you a shitload of time. And like I tell you guys all the time, time is a man's wealth. That's what makes you wealthy is time because of what you can do with that time. You can flip that time. You can flip it. You can make that time make you money. You can make that time add to your skill set. You can make that time add to your intelligence. There's so much shit you can do with time. The last thing you want to do with time is waste it. All right? All right, man. So we're going to get out of here.
For us ladies.
Thank you for coming. It's been a long time.
For inviting me and having me here.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in forever.
I know. It's been a few years.
Yeah, I rented the house out and moved. I was like, fuck that shit. I don't want to be a slave to this motherfucker. Because, yeah, guys, sometimes when you have property, you're like a slave to that.
To the home.
Yeah, you're a slave to that zip code, that location. Shout out to Minister Jab, bro. Like, he tells me all the time that he's hostage in Chicago because he owns property there and he wants to get the heck up out of there. So, trust me, been there, done that. But find some good tenants and, go where you want to go. All right, guys, so keep it authentic. You guys know where to reach me. Hit me in the email for any and all things you need, and we'll just keep it moving like that. All right?
My office description is down below for anyone that's interested.
I'm gonna put her accounting in the description, but I mean you could shout it out.
Thank you. Unico Financial Services. I am in Coral Springs, and the office telephone number is 954-720-8473. I do taxes, individual, corporate. I register corporations, tax planning, things of that nature, and whoever wants to start their business, that's what we do.
Yeah, that's what's up. All right, guys, so we're out of here.